Hi, my name is Theo Rose. I'm from Round Lake, New York, and I'm a rising second year law student at Vermont Law and Graduate School, interested in environmental law, land use, and energy law and policy. My advocacy pitch project is a state or local policy package to incentivize residential rooftop solar and ensure sustainability in renewable energy by requiring photovoltaic panel recycling. As a law student hoping to be involved in renewable energy, I'm excited to see the increasing implementation of renewables around the world. And while renewables offer a powerful method to combat the climate crisis by lowering carbon emissions, they have their own environmental costs, and their implementation must occur sustainably to avoid perpetuating many of the problems that already plague wildlife and humans. The International Renewable Energy Agency estimates that the United States will have as much as 1 million tons of solar panel waste by 2030. Other reports suggest that figure might be even larger if consumers opt to update their panels before the end of their life cycle, which is typically estimated at about 20 to 30 years. Due to continuing updates in technology, it's possible that the return on investment of newer panels will motivate many project developers and homeowners to opt for new panels earlier than necessary. While increasing rooftop solar and avoiding utility scale projects can reduce the negative effects of energy generation associated with solar power, there is another dark side to consider. To meet energy demands, many photovoltaic panels must be created. Solar panels can become ecological hazards if they're handled improperly after their use. The Solar Energy Industries Association suggests that there are already 100,000 metric tons of solar panels in landfills in the United States. The SEIA report estimates that between 200,000 and 300,000 metric tons of solar panels will reach the end of their lifespan and head to landfills within the next 10 years. Depending on the model and the generation of the solar panel, they may contain toxic materials like lead and cadmium. When exposed to acid rain in landfills, these panels can leach out toxic materials and create environmental hazards. When they enter the soil, lead and cadmium can enter plants and bioaccumulate to animal species that occupy higher positions within a food chain. As such, humans can incur exposure to these heavy metals through the food they eat. Lead and cadmium can damage the immune systems of both humans and animals. Solar panels must be managed properly, even at the end of their life cycle, to reap the sustainability benefits of renewable solar energy. Absent state regulation, end-of-life photovoltaic panels fall under the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act and undergo treatment like other solid waste. Because the panels contain materials that can be considered hazardous, they undergo toxicity characteristics leaching procedure testing. The solar panels usually pass these tests, and even in the event of a failed test, they typically fall under a household waste exemption and proceed to landfills. Beyond the potential for toxicity, solar panels occupying landfill space perpetuate the associated land use problems. 1,800,000 acres of habitat have been lost to support the 3,000 active landfills in the United States. To avoid waste in renewable energy implementation, local recycling programs offer an attractive initiative. In 2017, Washington State implemented aggressive legislation requiring the recycling of photovoltaic panels. The Washington legislation requires producers of solar panels sold in the state to submit to the state's ecological agency a plan to recover over 85% of the panel's total weight without shifting that cost of recovery to consumers. California's assembly is currently working on AB 2, which will require consumers to take measures to recycle their old panels by including solar panels under covered electronic equipment under the state's e-waste legislation that already exists. North Carolina's legislature explored solar recycling in 2019, but found that the investment was not warranted given the limited need at the time. As panels continue to go offline, the urgency to recycle these panels is growing rapidly, and implementing policy cannot wait. By strategically establishing legislation at local and state levels, Defend Them All can help establish a precedent which reflects the urgency of the issue and enables a more comprehensive national approach. The United States currently imports most of the minerals needed to manufacture solar panels. Many of the exporting nations have lower environmental standards, which offsets some of the environmental benefits that solar can otherwise provide. By reusing already imported materials, solar manufacturers can reduce their need for imported virgin materials, increasing their profitability and lessening their environmental impacts. Recycling panels could reduce solar energy development's contribution to climate change by as much as 28%, according to one study. In addition to helping create a sustainable industry, solar panel recycling can be financially prosperous. The International Renewable Energy Association highlights that recycling photovoltaic panels could unlock an estimated stock of 78 million tons of raw materials and other valuable components globally by 2050. If fully injected back into the economy, the value of the recovered materials could exceed $15 billion by 2050. As an example, one producer of solar panels in the United States, First Solar, currently has a recycling program which enables them to recover roughly $20 to $30 per panel. By integrating more recycling policy into localities, the incentive for investment in solar recycling technology could enable an economy of scale and establish a lucrative, sustainable industry. Defend Them All can contribute to sustainable solar by supporting community-scale solar projects and facilitating local policies for the recycling of photovoltaic panels. Thank you.